an incoming Labour government can go to hell.
I think it's an absolute national disgrace. It's misogynistic of the Labour Party. It's racist.
We all feel disrespected. We all feel violated.
I think she deserves the dignity and gratitude of us all.
Okay, so we're here today to have a rally for Diane. Obviously, there's been a lot going on this week. We knew that if she was not restored, if she didn't have the whip restored and an election was called, she potentially would be excluded from standing. So obviously, once the election has been called, there's been a lot of media attention. Victoria, Derbyshire, revealing that the investigation had actually been concluded was, quite damning evidence that there has been like a concerted effort to kind of, get rid of Diane unfairly. So we're here, as we have been 2 other times, here and in Hackney Downs, to basically demand that our MP of 37 years is given the chance to stand. She was democratically reselected. She did choose to stand, and there's no, viable, justifiable reason for her to be deprived of that chance. So, this is about trying to get reassurances that she will be the candidate that she deserves to be. And obviously, it's been a long, hard trawl for Diane and for all of us in Hackney North, like not knowing what's happening. But we've come this far, and we would like to just clarify the situation, and hopefully she will be endorsed to stand as a candidate, as was democratically decided by her CLP.
The treatment of Diane Abbott is an absolute disgrace. If they don't want to use her anymore, I understand politics, okay? Politics is a harsh world. But what we're dealing with now is no longer discipline, it's punishment. In fact, it's gone beyond punishment into abuse.
You used a really interesting word there. You said if they don't want to use her anymore. Yes. Do you think she's been used?
Yes. She's been... No, I don't think she's been used. I think she's been disposed of. If they put another black woman in this seat, she's been used, that next woman. But no, Diane hasn't been used. She's been disposed of.
And how does that make you feel as a voter?
It hurts me to my core. It hurts me. That's why I don't even know what I think. I only know what I feel. This is a woman I admire and I identify with, and she represents a generation of black women who achieved. Diane Abbott, when I look at her, she represents the words, I did it, you can do it too. So what they do to her, I feel it. They do to me. They do to all black women who have ever wanted to just step up and be a bit more than the stereotype and box that we're boxed in. How dare they treat a woman who has been trolled so heartlessly in that manner? How dare they leave her so emotionally and mentally exposed? It sometimes feels as if being a black woman, it's always we're strong. And sometimes people use that strength against us, because we have to be strong, because we push back at racism and sexism. And nobody protected her. Even as a black woman, you go to have a baby, you're strong, you can deal with the pain. They're off having a cup of tea and where they're struggling. And this is a different version of that. Abandoned her emotionally and mentally, and just, she'll be okay. She'll be okay. She'll tough it out. What a disgrace. And you know what I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the people who have orchestrated this, have done this to her, and think it's okay, because Diane will be okay. But I don't hold the same hope for them.
I just don't like how Keir Starmer is playing politics with anti-Semitism. That's my personal, that's how I feel like. I feel like he's using the Jewish plight for his own political game, and I think that's just wrong.
I come from Islington, and they did the same to Jeremy Corbyn, another loyal, devout socialist, and I think you'll find most people are here because of that, to make sure that she can stand of her own choice if that's what she wants to do.
An incoming Labour government can go to hell, as far as I'm concerned, because the only good thing that's come of this is that taking for granted, I culturally inherited a bond with Labour. And the only good thing that's come of this is that that bond is broken. Yeah, it's no more automatic me and Labour and in nothing. That, yeah, we're not in nothing anymore. Forget that. Because how can the Conservative Party be more inclusive than Labour? Get the hell out of here. Finished, done. Don't take my vote for granted, and don't take black people's vote for granted. We're done with you.
Would you forgive Starmer if
No.
you were to... Even if you were to let her back?
No, because he's given into pressure because he saw that it was a full power. Yeah, he was the fact that he thought it was okay to do it in the first place is enough for me. I just generally do not have a developed forgiveness gene, so no, I wouldn't forgive him.
Is there a chance that you would forgive Keir Starmer if you were to allow her to stand?
Resigning my partyship if she's not reinstated. If it's her own idea, that's fine. If she wants to resign and not stand. But if it's because of the pressure from central office, there's no question about it, I'll hand my cards back.
What do you think Starmer's response has been over the last couple of days? Do you think it's been adequate?
You can't think it's been adequate. I mean, he was saying that the process hadn't run through, and then it turns out that the internal disciplinary process was finished last December. This morning he said that Diane hasn't been banned from being a candidate, but she hasn't been declared as the candidate. And so there's a big question about what he means by that. Does he mean she can stand? Because if she's allowed to be a candidate, she's certainly the unanimous choice of everyone in Hackney North and Stoke Newington. Or is he going to ban her, but not just yet? And so ban her after there's any possibility of her standing as an independent. I don't know whether she's got any interest in doing that. But, you know, it feels to me quite cynical. If she's going to be the candidate, it needs to be declared now. She needs to be running the campaign. So for him to say this morning that she's not been banned, that smacks of cynicism to me.
Nothing surprises me about Keir Starmer. He's not what he seems as far as I'm concerned. He's not transparent. And he's gone back on many of the policies that he said he'd do. Okay, you know, he's not in office yet, but...
Can you just explain to me a little bit? I know it's a very obvious question. Why did you think it was misogynistic and racist?
Because it's a white man who happens to be married to a Jewish woman who should understand that, she has every right to stand. The only reason I can assume is because she's a black woman and because she speaks her mind. She's an extremely experienced politician. And she's upset a few people. So I don't know any other person who's been denied to stand as an MP. I'm not aware there've been any complaints. And there's a huge Jewish community in Stoke Newington, and I'm not aware any of them have complained either, and she represents them.
I do think that all the stuff around the NEC is an excuse because we have found out in the last few days that the internal party process was concluded in December. All of that has gone through, so there is plenty of time after that to make decisions. And if those decisions aren't made, it makes you think they've not made for a reason. So then you've got the NEC as the excuse at the last minute, but you've blocked decisions being made before that, haven't you? That's what's happened.
Really confused who I should vote for. Maybe I should vote Green to oppose the Labour treatment of Diane Abbott. Or maybe I should just vote for the Labour to win with a new candidate. And then they said that she's not allowed to run, but then Keir Starmer said actually she's not banned from running. But is she running? Would she be a lord or a peer? Super confusing. They always say, let me be clear, and they're not clear.
Right, and I think it's quite important that we support Diane in the way that Diane has supported us.